Shri Mahaganaadhipataye Namaha. Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighnam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vande Guru Padadvandvam Avangmanasagocharam Rakta Shukla Prabha Mishram Atarkyam Traipuram Maha. Apadamapahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Śrī Rāmam Bhūyo Bhūyo Namāmyaham. Rāmāya Rāmabhadraya Rāmachandraya Vedhase Raghunāthāya Nāthāya Sītāyah Pataye Namaha. Śrī Rāma Rāma Rāmeti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rāma Nama Varanane. Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritam Hastakanjalim Bhashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Syakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Sītā Devi Yutam Viram Sarva Bhushana Bhushitam Pitrubhaktam Harim Dhyayet Ayodhya Kanda Uttame. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Hanuman Jaya Hanuman Jaya Jaya Hanuman. 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 Jai Shri Rama everyone. Yesterday we all talked about how Śrī Rāma, Lakshmana, Sītā, they are all going in a chariot, and all the citizens how they went back and how all they were there, like what they felt. We talked about that. No, yesterday we did not have, right? Day before yesterday. Yeah. And how the people in villages, how they were talking about how Dasharatha did something bad and how Kaikeyi is the one who made him do it and all these kind of things, and how word of mouth is strongest way of publicity. We talked about that also. Now let us all travel with Rama. Okay, let us all travel with Rama. So now they are in the chariot. Imagine that Rama beside him, Sītā, Lakshmana behind them. Okay, they are all sitting there and chariot is going. It's going fast, but at the same time they are enjoying the sceneries which are behind, like on the sides and all.
It's like a train?
No, kind of.
It's too slow.
Train is pretty fast. What are you saying?
A car goes fast.
But chariot could, but they were going fast, but at the same time they were enjoying the sceneries. That means it's going slow. So
a motorcycle or something?
Yeah, it's like a chariot pulled by the horses, and Sumantra is the one driving it.
Speed.
Okay. Speed is good speed. It's very good speed. It's like a train only. Okay, think like that. Now they crossed the Vedasruti river. Okay, the river that is crossed is Vedasruti river. I want you to do namaskaram every time we talk about a river. Please do namaskara. Vedasruti river. This river is a tributary to Ganga river. Okay, once upon a time, when Shiva was actually doing tapas, he took this river, a water, into his hands, Vedasruti rivers, and he offered Arghya to Parvati Devi because he was doing tapas for her like that. So he offered Arghya to Parvati Devi with that. So hence this water is also known as Shiva Jala, meaning auspicious Jala. Okay. So this is not there in here, but I mean Guru Garu said this from someplace else, so we are learning that also. So Vedasruti river. Why I am saying namaskara, you will come to know about this later. Okay. So then they proceeded in the direction of Agastya. Direction of Agastya means south. Okay, the direction of Agastya actually means south all the time. And then they traveled for a long time. No, they were going and they long time, and after that they reached the banks of Gomati. 1 second, please. Okay, they reached the banks of river Gomati. Okay, and that is the area of Lucknow now. Lucknow, we call Lucknow, right? Actually, the real name for the town is Lakshmanapuri. Okay, Lakshmanapuri, and first it was actually called Gomanta. Okay, as it is on the banks of river Gomati. Then Lakshmana ruled it for some time. Actually, Lakshmana's sons later in Uttarakhand it will come. Like Lakshmana, they made that as capital and they ruled that part. Lakshmana's sons will come and they will come. They were 2 sons and they will rule from that part. And during that time, Lakshmana went there and helped them establish their kingdom, making that as a capital and all like that. So that's the reason why it's known as Lakshmanapuri. In Hindi, Lakshmana is also known as Lakhana, right? Lakhana, Lashana. We are learning that in Hanuman Chalisa also. So Lakhan. So that is on his name it became like Lucknow now. Okay, it became Lucknow, Lakhan, Lucknow like that. Okay, that is the reason why. So one has to go there, like if one has to go to Naimisharanya, okay, they have to go to that place. That's what they say. So this is another place they visited. It's like we are going along with Śrī Rāma to the pilgrimage. We are visiting all the tirthas, we are visiting all the kshetras along with him. We have to think like that. So now they crossed the Gomati river. So they are crossing the Gomati river. Let us do namaskara. Okay, with cool waters. It's all with very, very cool waters, and they are able to cross these rivers with the chariot itself. They did not need any boat or anything. Okay, because there are like I told you that like just the way they crossed the Tamasa river, these rivers are not too big. At the same time, they are not too small, but they were shallow and there were sand dunes in between. That's why they were able to cross along with the chariot. That's the reason why. Now they crossed the Gomati river with cool waters, right? Because it was going towards ocean from that place. Gomati river actually flows to west. Okay, from east to west like that. The banks of Gomati, it was full of cows. So many cows were there, adorned with food, so many cows. And after reaching the other bank of Gomati, now they continued their journey. And all those areas, they were looking at everything. All the areas they were crossing, it was really abundant in harvest. And all the people who were living there, they were actually very, very happy people. So much happy. And they had a long lifespan, they had good health and great prosperity. They were all very, very rich also. And they crossed another river named Syandika. Say that? Syandika. Okay? Syandika. And with the help of swift going horses, they are almost crossing that river. And that river was actually resonant with the sounds of, there were a lot of peacocks around there, swans around there at the time. And it was so resonant with that voice. Okay, so now Śrī Rāma, he asked the charioteer to stop in a voice resembling the cackling of a swan. When Śrī Rāma speaks, it's like swan speaks like that. Oh Sūta. And he asked him to stop there. And then like that. And then he showed Vaidehi, look at all this land that we covered, look at it. Come on, and look at it like that. And Vaidehi looked at it. Okay, and he said, this prosperous land of Kosala, whose southern border generally it's defined by the Syandika. A little bit after Syandika, they are yet to pass Syandika. Okay, and Śrī Rāma, he said to Sītā, the whole land we roamed so far, okay, that has been ruled by Manu. Manu, if you remember, the first Manu, not the first one, for this 7th Manvantara, the Manu is the one who is starting, right? That is Vaivasvata Manu or Shraddha Deva, whoever that is, that Vaivasvata Manu. From then, he till whatever the area, they did not talk about the northern limits, they talked about the southern limits. Till here he is the one who established this Kosala kingdom. And now we are going to cross the boundaries of the Kosala kingdom in some time. So Manu, he made Ikshvaku. Vaivasvata Manu's son is Ikshvaku. Okay, he made Ikshvaku as the ruler till this part of the land. And once we cross this, we will see our Samanta's kingdoms. Actually, these people are emperors. They are kings of kings, right? We know that. King of kings, like that. Whereas, they have the Samantas, their allies' kingdoms and all, that will be there. So, now he said, when am I going to come back here again? In the forest that is bordering the Gomati, I always, now he is talking to Sītā. I want you to imagine this. Okay, in the forest that is bordering the Gomati river, they crossed the Gomati and came, right? He has been talking about. I always wanted to go hunting for recreation. Now immediately, when you said hunting, you might get a question, right? Now let us, in the forest, hunting for recreation. Okay, recreation meaning, I will like vihara. Okay, wait, listen. Now he said, Sītā, hunting does not mean killing animals and birds. Okay, I don't mean it that way. Okay, I meant to play with the animals, birds, and feed them and play with them. That is the sport, that is the recreation that one has to do. But now, that is what Rama is telling in this form. I do not have even a little desire also towards hunting the animals and birds. I am not going to kill them. I do not want to kill them even a bit also. No, I do not want to do that. I do not have a little desire. He said that like this. Natyardham abhikankshami mrugayam sarayuvane. I do not want to even kill even one animal also. Okay, I do not like to kill the animals near Sarayu forest or the forest over here, anywhere. Okay, I don't know how to come these kings, they get the desire to kill the animals. Okay, I do not know how do they get it. The kings, they like the unique recreatory sports of hunting, the sport called hunting a lot. The kings, they say hunting is like a sport to us, we have to go, we are protecting people and all they say. Okay, but when the animals come onto the forest, from the forest, when their population increases a lot, at that time they start coming into the villages and they start hunting the people. At that time, it is king's duty, in order to regulate the population, they have to, because their job is to protect people. So they will go on hunt. It is not for recreation. Okay, for recreation, the hunting actually means you have to go and play with them, feed them. That is the recreation that Rama is talking about. Now, so many things that people, now he is saying, so many things that people like, they become sports and habits. Just because they like it, they make it into a sport. They make it into a habit like that. Okay, I don't know, maybe it might have started from someone like that. That is how Rama is telling to Sītā. No. This is the characteristic of people, When we are going, that is how Rama is speaking. When are we going to come back here and see our father again, right? Like that, he is looking at Lakshmana and talk. They were talking about various topics. Okay, again, if we come across this, it will become Shatakoti Pravistiram Ramayanam. So that's why they did not give it to us. They gave us only 24,000 verses. Okay, so thus, Śrī Rāma, he talked about various topics. Amma?
24,000 is still a lot.
Sorry?
24,000.
24,000 is not a lot, Nana. Thus, Śrī Rāma talked about various topics with the charioteer and others also in sweet words. They were talking along the way. They are not sitting quietly or seriously or something like that. They were happily enjoying the sceneries and talking and laughing, all these things. Then they advanced along the route. Now, the elder brother of Lakshmana, Rama, of course, he travelled across the extensive and beautiful territory of Kosala, and now they passed the Syandika river also. Okay, Syandika river. And then the wise Śrī Rāma, he turned towards Ayodhya. After reaching the boundary, he turned towards Ayodhya and he did namaskara with joined palms. Okay, he did namaskara with joined palms. Let us all also do, because Ayodhya is nothing but Vaikunthamon. Okay, he said. Now, he, along with Lakshmana and Sītā, when Śrī Rāma does it, means Lakshmana and Sītā are also doing it along with him. Let us keep that in mind. And now, he addressed the following words. Now, he is speaking to Ayodhya in this manner. O Kosala territory, which was ruled and being ruled by the most worshipable kings from Ikshvaku lineage. You have been ruled by Ikshvaku kings so far. And O Ayodhya, which is the capital of the Kosala Desha, O devatas in Ayodhya. Look, how many things he is saying. O Ayodhya, which is the capital of Kosala Desha, and O devatas in Ayodhya, and O Vana devatas. 1 second, please. Kucho. Please, don't bother. O Vana devatas, O Giri devatas. Okay, he is talking about all those things. Meaning, the Vanas, all the forests, the gardens, they have a devata. And the Giris have a devata. I am doing namaskara to you obediently. I am going to live in the forest. And that too, I have to live in a place that is not related to Ayodhya. I am supposed to live in a place which is not related to Ayodhya, so I have to go far. So, I shall see you again. Okay, I am going to hence, I am leaving from here. I take leave of you when the period of my exile in the forest is over and my father's promise when it gets fulfilled. I shall see you again, united with my mother and father. Okay, along with them, I'll come and see you again. I shall have darshana of all Vruksha devatas. There will be lot of Vruksha meaning trees, tree devatas. And then Nagara devatas, every city and every village and every this thing also, even every intersection, guys, everywhere, like the crossroads is there. When 4 roads, if you remember, when Rama was coming in procession from his palace to Kaikeyi's palace, at that time also we talked about there were devatas in the intersections and all, right? That is what we have to remember. Everywhere there are devatas. That is, devata is there to protect that place, so to make sure nothing bad happens in that place, like that. They are all there for protection. Okay. No, they do not. But now I will tell you why. Now I shall have darshana of all the Vruksha devatas, Nagara devatas, and all the devatas in alayas. Whatever the alayas, that all the devatas in there also, I will come and have darshana of you, all of you, like this. And I shall come back and do what I need to do. What I need to do means you have to give some bali. Bali does not mean killing animals. Bali means you offer. Bali means you offer some naivedya. You cook something for them and give it to them. And it has to be sattvic diet only. Okay. And then once I do that, I'll be like every one of us, we have a debt towards the place that where we are living. Okay, that is why we have to go and give our share of, do worship or give some donation there or something like that, and then we will become free from the debt, like that. You can offer some naivedya also, that is also part of it. Now that is how, please show your grace to me. And now he is saying, please show your grace to me and bless me that this vanavasa, that means where I am going to say that the stay in the forest will be done without any difficulty and without any problems from enemies and with comfort. Let all this stay be comfortable. Now let us try to understand why is he doing this, because this is a tradition followed in Vedas. Okay, this is not at all unreasonable. People will think that why, while going on the thing, why are you doing namaskara to this, why are you doing namaskara to that, why is there everywhere in between the roads? In Hyderabad actually we will see in between there will be deities in the middle of the intersections. They are there for a reason. They are there for interest. People think that somebody kept it like that. No, they are all there in order to make sure accidents do not happen there at that place. Okay, that is the reason why. But one has to do worship for them continuously. That is the reason why. If they don't do worship, then bad things will happen. Okay, wait, listen. All cities, villages, forests, trees, they have adhidevatas, meaning presiding deities. When we do not show our respect to them and do not worship them, people will get into difficulty. Not because they did not worship them, just because we are not thankful to them. That's the reason why. Okay, they protect the people living in those places, and yearly once or once in 2 years, they used to do jataras to them. I hope everybody, I am pretty sure everybody is familiar with the term jatara. Like you perform something for the for that Grama devata, the devata whoever is presiding to that village or to the town or to the city, whoever that is, like that. And before going out of that place, if one is leaving that place, people used to go there and do namaskara to them and then go. And as long as they did that, people lived with good health, long lifespan and happiness. And nowadays people are not doing that. When we stay in one place continuously for some time, we have to go and visit the temple there. We have to go and visit the deities there and express our gratitude for letting us stay there without any problem. We have to do that. Then ask them to give us a chance to be able to visit them again and leave. This is how we have to worship those devatas. Okay, first we have to go and say thanks to them because you let us stay here for so long without any problem, and then we would like to come back and visit again, like that, with this kind of attitude. So Sri Rama also, he showed this by doing it. Okay, by being an example, he did the same thing. And he did namaskara to devatas in intersections, the devatas in the buildings. Each building also has devatas, and there are so many homes, and every home there will be devata. So Sri Rama is doing namaskara to all those devatas from outside the territory of Ayodhya. Now, as Sri Rama was doing it, actually, when Sri Rama was doing in that manner, some villagers around there, they saw him. And they understood that it was Sri Rama. Till now, if you remember the before class when we talked about, like the villagers, they never saw Sri Rama, so they did not know. Even they were going in the chariot, they could not recognize him like that. But now, when he was doing namaskara there and standing like that, they looked at him and they immediately knew, and they wailed. They ran to him. They came to him and they went around him in pradakshina, And Sri Rama thought, oh, these people recognized me, he thought. Okay, and then the people from the countryside, now he said, Sri Rama, your kingdom has been stolen. You know, various people think in different ways, right? So, like, your kingdom has been stolen from you. Now, Sri Rama, who has a red line in his eyes, he lifted his right arm and spoke to the people who came near him. Right arm, red line. He has a reddish kind of line in his eyes like this. Everybody has it. It is prominent for him. Okay, you can see it whenever you see his eyes like that. Now, he lifted his right arm and he spoke to the people who came near him. He said, I can see the respect and compassion in you all. I can see that you all love me and you are feeling that my kingdom has been stolen now. No, don't do that. Prolongation of agony, if you keep on prolonging it will become most undesirable. That is not right. You all leave from here and you go carry on with your task. That thing will happen. I'll be back very soon. So, thus, Sri Rama pacified them all and he sent them away. But they were not satisfied. You know, once you see Sri Rama, why do you want to put your eyes somewhere else, right? So, they, with the brief vision, for only a little time they saw, they kept on looking at him like that. Okay, just standing there in that, near the tree, under that rock like that, in different poses they were standing and they were looking at Rama like that. And he went beyond their sight as the sun went out of the sight at the commencement of night. In that way, he just went out. They were all looking at him in that manner. And now Sri Rama then crossed the blessed and lovely territory of Kosala, now which was abundant in harvest with food grains and a lot of riches also. And you know, they are describing the Kosala kingdom here. The Ayodhya is one thing. Entire Kosala kingdom is, it looked as though they were generous people who gave lot of donations like that, donations. And then that place had no fear from any direction. And it's covered all over with devalayas. Okay, everywhere you see, there are so many devalayas, meaning temples, and then yajñavatikas with upasthambas. I told you, upasthamba is a kind of different, with kind of palasha wood, different kinds of wood based on which kind of yajna, number of pillars will be established, and the yajñavatikas. So they were there everywhere. They were going. There were so many yajñavatikas also, and it was also rich in, wherever you see, there were mango groves and gardens and scattered with ponds full of water. There are so many lakes in between, just like Florida. Let us see. Okay, like full of water like that. So many. No, Minnesota is the state of 1,000 lakes or something. It has more lakes than. Okay, anyway, it was thickly populated with content. All people over there, they were very, very, very satisfied, and they were all well fed. They eat. Nobody is like, oh, I'm hungry. No, nobody like that. Everybody is very, very happy, contented, satisfied, and abounded in heads of cows. Everybody has so many cows, and it is protected by the kings. Now they are entering into different territories, right? Now there are all these areas are also like that only. They were all protected by the kings in the deserved manner, and was resonating. You can hear everywhere Veda Shabdam, like that. The chanting of the Vedas can be heard. And from there, Sri Rama drove at a moderate speed to a happy and prosperous territory ruled over by a number of chiefs abounding in lovely gardens. Like chiefs meaning there will be leaders. These are not real like great kings. These are not big kingdoms, but small territories, and a chief will be there for them like that. Now he crossed those areas. Yeah. He crossed those areas, and then Sri Rama, now they were crossing, going and all, right? Now they saw the celestial and lovely river Ganga. They saw Ganga, Tripathaga, meaning the Ganga that flows in the Swarga, and then which came onto the earth because of Bhagirath, and then went into Patala from after joining the Samudra like that, right? And that Ganga was looking so clear when they are going in the chariot in the path, and they could see the Ganga flowing, okay, and they are going along that way, and the way is free from duckweed sand. There is no nachu, and you know nachu, there is like a green kind of substance will be there. Where if the rivers are stagnant, if the water is stagnant, the green kind of that thing comes, right? And that duckweed is not there, okay, because the river is continuously flowing, and it is frequented by rishis. So many sages are there who are coming and going like that. The blessed river, it was adorned with splendid hermitages, and standing not very far. They were not that very too far from the river also, very, very closer to the river. And those auspicious waters, they were resorted at suitable hours by apsarasas. When they were going, like during certain time devatas will come and visit that river. During certain time apsarasas will come and visit that river. Meaning they will come and they take holy dip and they will go like that. And so they could see that. And that blessed river was graced with the presence of devatas, danavas, gandharvas, kinnaras, and also constantly visited by the consorts of nagas. Nagas, obviously, snakes will be there in Ganga, right? And gandharvas also, like that. The consorts of the gandharvas. So the well-known river, it was hemmed, meaning in its edge there are hundreds of hills. There are so many hills. And though in those hills there are devatas pleasure. Devatas come there and they play there for some time. They dance there for some time and go. Okay, that's what they do. And it is adorned with celestial gardens. And it flowed through the Swarga for the benefit of devatas. If you remember Mandakini, right? When we talked about in Balakanda, we talked about Gangavataranam at that time. Okay, right? Mandakini, in the form of Mandakini, it was there in Swarga. And after that, it contained celestial lotuses. So those lotuses are there now also. When Rama was there at the time, those lotuses are there in the Ganga there also. Now the river was making a severe sound like a horse laugh, like that, like that kind of sound when its water was striking against the rocks. And then it looked as though it was wearing when the water is lot more, you will see a lot of bubbles coming, right? It will be like a white foam, and that white foam looked like a bright smile like that. And at some places its water was reduced to the shape of a plated locks. It's like so many, because it's curving, it's like line like that. And while at other places it was adorned with circular currents. Generally the rivers will have Sudigundalu, we talk like that, right? The circular currents will be there in the rivers a lot when there is a lot of water like that. So it was like that. And somewhere its waters were still and deep. And at other places they were disturbed with violent agitation like that, going like that. And at one place it is making a deep roaring sound, and at other places it's producing a terrific noise. And hosts of devatas, they took a holy dip in that pure water, and it was all covered with white lotuses there. Okay, white lotuses. Not now in some places some places like this, some places like that, because they are going and they are seeing the river along in that way. Okay, and somewhere it was hemmed with, we talked about mountains, right? Now it is hemmed with spacious banks, meaning it's very, very wide. And it was lined with white sand. And the praiseworthy river was very noisy at that place because of swans, cranes, and chakravaka birds and other birds. So many birds were there. They were all playing in the water. Those birds kept hovering over the waters like that. And then at some places on its banks, it was decked with growing trees. In some places, there were so many growing trees, which encircled like garlands like that. And then in some places, there were fully blown lotuses, the same pink lotuses like that, red lotuses, which looked like, it just looked like a carpet made of lotuses. It was looking like that. And in some other places, it was graced with buds of water lilies, kaluva pool like that, water lilies like that. Okay, and then somewhere the water was looking red with the pollen of numerous flowers. So many flowers came, right? The flowers fall onto it, the pollen gets released, and that pollen was red in color, and it was like that, red in that place. And the water, someplace the water that washes away stalks, this water, Ganga water, it washes away stalks of our sins. And it was looking spotless in some place with a radiance of gemstones. It was shining like that. And near its banks, now they are going. Okay, near its banks, there were some forests. They could see some forests. And from the interior of the forest, it was so noisy. So many elephants of excellent breed, wild elephants, other animals, they were all making their own sounds. Like that, all these kind of things. And Ganga was surrounded by trees full of fruits and flowers, and tender leaves, shrubs, and birds of various species. At some place, it looked like a young woman who was adorned with best ornaments. And she is free of all sins, and not only that, she removes everybody's sins. Okay, sins as it flows from Vishnu's pada. And the river, it consists of crocodiles, fish, snakes, and it fell from the matted hair of Shankara. All those things also came from divine animals, if you remember. And because of the tapas done by Bhagiratha, she came. And the principal consort of Samudra, and she goes and gets mixed with Samudra, right? So she is known as the Pattamahishi, principal consort of Samudra. Okay, Ganga. She was noisy because of the sounds of the cranes and herons. Okay, like that they are going, and finally, where there is a certain place called Srungiverapura. Say that? Srungiverapura. When they reach that place, which is along the Ganga banks, there, okay, which is known as actually Singraur. It's known as Singraur these days. Okay, Śrī Rāma, he saw the river which was full of eddies. Eddies meaning the circular currents. Okay, like that. And he said to Sumantra, the charioteer, let us halt here on this very spot today, like that. Okay. No. We are halting. There Rama is halting. We are listening. This large ingudi tree. Okay, ingudi tree is in Telugu. It is known as Gara Chettu. Ingudi tree. Say that. Ingudi. Okay. And now it's known as Gara Chettu. The food from it can be eaten, like that. The fruits and all from it. Okay, that is not, there is this large ingudi tree that is not very far from the river. It is full of abundant flowers and fresh leaves. And I can clearly see Ganga from here, whose waters deserve to be respected by devatas, human beings, gandharvas, animals, snakes and birds. Everybody should respect the waters of Ganga. Okay, like that. Now Śrī Rāma said that to Sumantra, please halt at this spot. So we will stay near this ingudi tree. Lakshmana and Sumantra said, very well, yes. And they drove up to the ingudi tree in the chariot drawn by the horses. Now Śrī Rāma, the delight of Ikshvakus, he descended from the chariot along with his consort Sītā and Lakshmana, and they approached the lovely tree. Now Sumantra also got down. He unyoked. He got the excellent horses free, okay, from the chariot, and he stood there with joy and pumps, and he made sure they drink some water and all. And then he came there, and with joy and palms he stood near Śrī Rāma, who was seated at the foot of the tree. Now Śrī Rāma, Sītā, they were sitting there. Now, when they were coming, it is said that actually that place, Srungiverapura, is where Śrī Rāma's friend lives. Śrī Rāma's very close friend lives there. So Śrī Rāma knows that. That is why he took a halt there. And also it's becoming evening. Okay, and so they are known as, it is a forest, right? It is a forest area. So the people who live in the forest are known as Nishadas. Okay, Nishadas. So this Nishada, they are ruled by a man called Guha. Guha is one who is the friend of Śrī Rāma. So the king of the territory, those people, they have a habit of climbing onto the trees and seeing if anybody is coming, like that. So they came to know, they saw the chariot coming. They know how Śrī Rāma looks, because Guha and Śrī Rāma, maybe they studied together or something like that. They are friends. They are thick friends. They are thick friends. Okay, the king of the territory, Guha by name, now he was a friend of Śrī Rāma, and he is very dear to him as his own life. Śrī Rāma loves him so much. And he was a Nishada by birth, but he's very strong. He's not like weak person that they show in the movies. He's very strong. Okay, he gave a steady rule. That's why he's known as Thapati, because he gave a steady rule to the place he ruled. Okay, in the forest there will be a lot of villages. Okay, there will be, and those villages are known as Pakkanas. Say that? Pakkana. Whereas Pattana is the town that we call in Telugu. Pakkana is the village that is in forest. And he is the king of all those villages, and he had a lot of army. He is very good archer. He learned a lot of these things, and he is a great devotee of Śrī Rāma, and he has a lot of respect towards Dasharatha. And he also knows, obviously, we are talking, everybody knew the news of Śrī Rāma's exile. So he came to know about the news also. But anyway, he was the well-known ruler of Nishadas. And he heard that the tiger among men, Śrī Rāma, arrived at his rear. Somebody came in the chariot like this, they are looking like this. He immediately Śrī Rāma came. Okay, so even though he had a Chaturanga Bala, I told you, 4-part army, horses, chariots, elephants and foot soldiers. He had that army. Still, he left all of that and he came on foot to see Śrī Rāma. He is actually the king of the territory. Remember this thing. This part, we are going to talk about that more. Śrī Rāma is the emperor. Śrī Rāma is king for Guha also. Okay, that's a different thing. Emperor, he later, after 14 years. After 14 years, that's it. Now, why? According to Mantra Shastra, okay, we are learning something new here. According to Mantra Shastra, when we are going with or behind chariots, or when Paramatma is going on a palanquin or something like that, okay, when Paramatma is going in a procession, okay, or when one is taking idols of Bhagwan with them like that in a procession, we have to go there by foot without wearing footwear. That is the rule that is told in Mantra Shastra. That is the rule that is told in Mantra Shastra, and one has to follow that. If you do not want to follow that, do not go there.
His mother. What's the one with the red headless spider?
No, that's a different thing. We cannot follow with vehicles and all. Many people, they try to go in bikes and they say, hey, like that. No, that's not what one should not do. Okay, but Nana, then generally people have to go by walk, okay, but there are exceptions to those who are not feeling well. This is according to Markandeya Purana, okay, not me telling. Markandeya Purana, Vyasa said that, and we are learning that. Now let us come back to the Ramayana. Now he said, now this Guha, he came there along with his elderly ministers and relations, all of them. Along with them he came there, and where Sri Rama was staying. And Sri Rama saw them. Sri Rama knows this place because he is very familiar with this place. So Sri Rama saw them coming from really far. He knew that it is his friend. So he went forward. He did not wait there to come and all. He went forward. He also walked towards them, okay, along with Lakshmana. And Sri Rama did not wait to Guha to come to him. Sri Rama went ahead along with Lakshmana, and he went and he gave a hug to Guha. He just embraced Guha like that. Guha also closely embraced Sri Rama, and he felt distressed to look at him in ascetic clothes. He was like, what is this Rama, like that. He said to Sri Rama, oh Sri Rama, this territory is as much as is yours as Ayodhya. It's just like Ayodhya to you, and I am like Ayodhya to you. I am your servant. You can make your servant do anything for you. Okay, you can make me do anything for you. Order me, what shall I do for you? In fact, who will have such a great beloved guest like you? Oh, mighty armed prince, I am so happy that you are here. Like that. Now, Guha actually brought along with him, he knows they don't have food. And so, along with him, when he was coming with his relatives and all, he brought a lot of cooked rice with excellent quality and various kinds of other foods and all he brought with him. He quickly offered Sri Rama, first he gave water to Sri Rama to wash his hands and his feet and all, and he got a lot of seating also, to sit also, and lot of, and even comfortable beds also he brought, okay. And then he said, oh mighty armed one, welcome to you. This entire earth is yours. This entire earth, you are the ruler of the entire earth. We are all your servants, and you are our master. Rule over our kingdom. Here are several kinds of foods that can be licked, that can be chewed, choshyam, lehyam, that can be drunk and all, everything. There are so many kinds of beverages, everything it is there. Moreover, these are excellent beds as well as food for your horses. Like that, he said. Now Raghava, he listened to Guha and he replied, we are very, very honored when you came all the way here by foot to meet us. Now look at Rama. Now anyway, we will talk about that. So we are very honored when you came all the way here by foot to meet us as well as by your affection. Okay, your love is showing. Why is it like this? You are the ruler of this place. You could have come in any Vahana because he is the king of that place. He can come in any Vahana. He could have come on an elephant, horse, anything he wants. But he did not. But you came without even wearing footwear to us by walking. Okay, when you showed this much love, it means that you gave me all kinds of hospitality, Guha. Like that, Rama said. Okay, this much love means you gave me all kinds of hospitality. We should observe Sri Rama's observance power here. How much he observes everything. He saw how Guha came to him. Okay, and Sri Rama has the great quality of recognizing others' love. That is a great quality, guys. When somebody is showing love towards us, to be able to see that is a great quality. Okay, and he honors them also accordingly. And we will see this quality of Sri Rama in all situations, even though he is in sorrow, even though he is in anger, even though he is going through any emotion. He was not able to find Sītā, but he had to go to meet Shabari, and he gave proper honor to her because she is a great devotee of him. Like that, you will see him acting in such a way that he is purely balanced in that way. And we have to learn this from Sri Rama. And Sri Rama always shows his love towards his devotees. And now he said, you did Archana to us. Archana meaning he gave all, whatever that is required. He gave water to wash his feet, water to wash his hands, water for Achamana, like that, right? And you offered your hospitality to us in all ways. That's what it means. Now, we are always pleased with you, Guha. You are like a brother to me, equal to Bharata. If you love, we are learning in Hanuman Chalisa also, like Tuma Mama Priya Bharata hi Samabhayi. He said that to Hanuman also. Okay, because even though Lakshmana follows Sri Rama all the time, let us not try to partition them. It's the same Vishnu who came in 4 forms, but that's again different. Okay, now again Sri Rama's relationship with Bharata should also be very much observed, because Sri Rama loves Bharata also very, very dearly. Bharata got the kingdom without even asking for it. Still he did not accept it. He kept Sri Rama's padukas on the throne and ruled on their behalf. We will come to know all of this in detail later. But still, that is why Bharata is more, like, even though so many things came on to him, so much negativity came on to him from everywhere, still he remained a true devotee like that of Sri Rama, like that. So, and saying so, Sri Rama, now he pressed Guha tightly once more. Once more he gave him a tight hug with his rounded arms, like that. And he continued talking, oh Guha, I am so glad to see you, that you are in good health, okay, along with your relatives and all, seeing all of them, I am very happy to see you. Is everything well with your Rashtra? How is the state and all doing? Always all your kingdom doing? How are your friends? How are your allies? Because Guha also has some allies like that. And how are the forests? Now I have to live in the forest only, hence I cannot enter into villages and cities. So, because you have several villages and these things, a little bigger villages also in the forest. I cannot all visit them because I have to live in forests only. So I cannot accept all of this that you gave to me, that you gave cooked rice, all these kind of things. And I cannot accept that. Okay, and I cannot use them. Because I cannot use them, I am not supposed to. Know that I am under the vow to wear kusha grass and clothes made of tree fiber and deer skin. Okay, and I have to sustain myself with fruits that fall on their own from the trees. Okay, and roots alone. And I have to be remaining devoted to my dharma. I am interested in taking food for horses. Okay, I can take food for horses if you want. I shall be duly entertained by you by receiving this much from you at this moment. At this moment, I want only this much. My father Dasharatha, he loves these horses very much. He keeps on saying that. Do you remember how he said that in the banks of Tamasa river also, right? He said that my father loves these horses, make sure nothing comes and bites them or something like that. Okay, he said they have to be under the protection. And I shall feel honored if these horses are duly fed. I will be very, very honored if you do that. Now Guha commanded his men. He said, okay, let grass, milk, barley mixed with ghee and sugar, okay, let that kind of food be brought for, because he brought food for horses also, and give this kind of food also promptly. Feed the horses with that. And then, so his men were doing that. And then Sri Rama, who was wearing an upper garment made of tree barks, he worshipped the Sandhya. Now the Sandhya is, the sun is going to get set. When the sun was in the west. Now he did that. He did the Sandhya Vandana. And then he took water from Ganga brought by Lakshmana. Right? He said, these 3 nights you only have to bring me water, Lakshmana. He told that 3 nights he's going to do that, right? So Lakshmana has as his food. Now Lakshmana, he washed the feet of Sri Rama and Sītā. Later, they lay down on the ground. They made a grass bed like that, and then they lay down on that. Lakshmana receded from that place. Now he went a little and took a position under another tree, under the foot of another tree, which was close by. And Guha also was there, right, along with his ministers and relatives who were a little far, not to disturb Sri Rama and Sītā. And they also, Guha also followed Saumitri and Sumantra, who went there near the other tree. And now Guha was also holding a bow. Okay, of course he wears a bow all the time. And he kept vigil along with the charioteer and Saumitri, and he remained alert for the sake of Sri Rama. And they were talking about excellent qualities of Rama at that time, while the illustrious and highly intellectual and great-souled son of Dasharatha, who never experienced suffering and who deserved all comforts, he was sleeping on the bed made out of grass on the ground. Now that night eventually lingered away. That is where that chapter ends. Now we will go to the next one. Okay, Sarga 51. Guha Lakshmana Jāgaranam. It means what did they do in the night? Okay, that's what it shows. Okay, Guha, he was distressed with agony. It's okay to continue, right? You're all good?
Avanandi.
Yeah, we'll do we'll do a little, we'll see how much. Okay, Guha was distressed with agony to see Sri Rama lying on a bed made of grass. Okay, and he spoke to Lakshmana, who was keeping awake there with sincere love for the protection of his brother. Now he is saying, it is really sad that Sri Rama is lying on the ground on the bed made of a grass. It feels more sorrowful to see you also waking up, Lakshmana. It is my responsibility to protect you as you are in this territory. With my sword and bow, I will make sure that he is properly protected. You don't have to worry. Here is a cozy bed made of grass for you also. Here is a cozy bed for you, prepared for you. Dear brother, please rest comfortably on it. Like that, Guha asked Lakshmana, oh prince, we are all, if you come to us, we are accustomed to hardships. Whereas you deserve comforts. Okay, you all deserve comforts. You cannot do that. So we shall keep the vigil for the night for protection of Kakutstha. As for me, there is none on earth that I love more than Sri Rama. Okay, there is none on earth that I love more than Sri Rama. He said that very clearly. I am telling you the truth and swear to you by the truth. With Sri Rama's grace only, one earns very great fame on the earth and attains the excellent dharma, abundant riches and pleasures. And I, along with my relatives, we will guard in every way my beloved Sri Rama, who is resting along with Sītā with a bow in my hand. I am going to do that. As I wander in this place all the time, nothing in the woodland is unknown to me. And even if a mighty army comes consisting of 4 parts, horses, elephants, chariots and foot soldiers and all, it comes, they cannot defeat me without any doubt. Now here we have to understand, if you understand Guha, there are, I always tell you, there are different forms of bhakti. There are Navavidha bhakti, 9 forms of bhakti. Okay, among them, Sakhya bhakti is one of them. What is that? Sakhya bhakti. Sakhya bhakti meaning friendly, friend kind of. In Mahabharata, if you see, Arjuna has that Sakhya bhakti towards Krishna. Whereas here, Guha is the example of Sakhya bhakti. Okay, Guha is the example. Meaning he is a great friend. Means we should get happy by imagining Guha and his devotion similar to the happiness that we get by listening to Ramayana. Like the entire Ramayana, how we listen, by listening how Guha thinks of Sri Rama. Guha said that there is no one else that he loves other than Sri Rama. Whereas he does all the activities, he does perform all the activities because they are his responsibilities. Not because he loves to do them or and something like that. Because it is his responsibility. He will do it with full heart like that. We should also be like that. We should also treat all our relationships as responsibilities and have the relationship or attachment towards Bhagavan only. Okay, that is called devotion. And some people say, for me everything is Bhagavan. In momentous emotion they say stuff, but they don't show in their actions. So one needs to be able to show that in the action also. Now, like Guha said this. Now Lakshmana, he listened to all of this and then he replied, oh sinless Guha, we are not afraid of anything in this land as we are protected by you. Okay, you who follow your dharma all the time, you perform your duty without fail all the time. And we are not scared of animals, wild beasts or snakes, as we are under your protection. You know, it's all how everybody speaks. It's so beautiful. We can learn so much from this. But how can I sleep? Even if you give me a bed to sleep, as long as son of Dasharatha there is lying down on the ground along with Sītā. No. How can I even sleep? Listen to this. How can my heart be calm looking at it like that? How can I get the thoughts of pleasures? Hence, I will be awake only. Look at him. Even if he sleeps, one thing is, can anyone come near him? No, nobody can come near him. He cannot be withstood in the battle by even if all the devatas and rakshasas, they come together, and if they try to conquer him in the battle, even if he is sleeping, even while he is sleeping, I know his capability. We might think that why is Lakshmana guarding him after knowing all of this? Nothing can happen to Sri Rama. Lakshmana knows this, but still he is doing it. He is doing it because it is his dharma. It is his duty. Just because of that, his duty is just doing it. He knows that nothing can bother Rama. It is one's dharma to do service to the great souled ones. Even though they like it or not, they recognize it or not. It's just your service to them. That is what counts. What goes from us counts. That's the reason why. Now he said, look at the courageous one sleeping comfortably on the bed of grass with Sītā. It is very difficult to live away from Śrī Rāma. Now my father is going through that difficulty. Guha. Dasharatha, he obtained Śrī Rāma, the foremost son, endowed with characteristics similar to himself. He is talking about Śrī Rāma. He is also like that only. He also came like that only, right? But still. After he performed, Dasharatha performed a lot of yajnas, mantras, tapas. Not only, we only talked about Ashwamedha and Putrakameshti. Not only that, I also told it. He did lot of tapas before that also. For 60,000 years almost, he has been doing something or the other in order to get a stage where Vishnu can come as his 4 sons. Okay, he has been doing so much. And then he got him. Now, as his son is gone in exile, Dasharatha will not live long, and the earth will not have any ruler. The women in the city must have ceased weeping. Now they might have stopped weeping by this time because of exhaustion. And I believe the royal palace also must have become silent now after a loud wail. I do not expect Kausalya, the king, and even my mother will survive this night. My mother might survive as she might be expecting Shatrughna to come to meet Shatrughna. But it will be painful if Kausalya, who has given to a heroic son, if she goes away, then that will be painful. That city which has been crowded with men and women, full of love for Śrī Rāma, which has been a source of joy and brought pleasure to the world, it will perish when seized with agony over the loss of the king, like that. Now, how will that great-souled king keep the lives in his body without being able to see his eldest great-souled son? After the king goes away, Kausalya will also go away. And after that, my mother will also meet her end. If I had been there, I would have served my father at this time. But as my father did not get his desire of installing, he has one desire of installing Śrī Rāma on the throne, that desire is not fulfilled. Now he will feel lost in his life. Okay, as he going to live, because that desire. One thing is, it is said that no one should have any kind of desire. If whatever desire one has to at the time of they leave their body, they will be taking that kind of body again in the next birth. Okay, that is how it is actually. For those who are really, anyway, only fortunate ones, they can perform the necessary activities to be done after he leaves the body. On the other hand, if he survives, if Dasharatha survives, people will move about happily in the capital of my father, which is provided with intersections with well-aligned roads and lovely sights. And Ayodhya will be rich with mansions of rich ones and devalayas, royal palaces adorned with foremost of courtesans and crowded with chariots, elephants, horses, and resonant with the sounds of musical instruments, full of all blessings and crowded with happy and well-fed people. And it will be well provided with gardens, royal parks, and bright with festivities carried under the patronage of communities. Here, I was really surprised when I was seeing this. Like during that time also, there were communities like the associations sort of things, which were actually maintaining the gardens, parks, and doing the festivities like that. That is what they said there. Patronage of communities means somebody is sponsoring it or doing stuff like that. In case, I was really surprised to see that. Anyway, in case our father survives, we shall see the great-souled king after returning from our exile in the forest once more. We shall see him. Let us hope that when this period of exile in the forest has completed, we may safely return to Ayodhya along with this one who is true to his promise, this Rama who is true to his promise. Guha, you are my friend, hence I am discussing with you. When one feels difficulty, we should discuss things with our friends, guys. But that friend should be a good one. We should know who is good and who is wrong. But here, Guha is a great friend, amazing friend, and a devotee of Śrī Rāma. Okay? Now, he said, do you think really my father will survive after coming back from the forest? After we complete the exile? Will we have his darshana? He is a great souled one. He is always bound to the Satya. And because of the time, and now under his influence of his wife, he had to send Śrī Rāma on exile. Still, his qualities are great. Now I am having a doubt if I might actually see him again. Like that, when he was lamenting, he was feeling sorry. Then the great soul Lakshmana was lamenting, afflicted by agony like that. And meanwhile, the knight slipped away. Okay, this is the thing. So as Lakshmana was speaking in this manner out of affection as he has towards his brother, Guha was also pinched with sorrow. Obviously, Guha is their very, very close friend. and he also shed tears like an elephant tormented with fever, like that. He could not say anything in answer because he knows what is going to happen to Dasharatha, because he knows the relationship between Dasharatha and Sri Rama and all, and that is the reason why. Anyways, now the night ended and the dawn arrived. They performed. I want to stop at a very good thing. That's why I'm going a little ahead. They performed the required morning worship to devatas and they took bath in Ganga. And now Rama is going to ask Guha, we want to cross this Ganga river, make due arrangements for that. So crossing the Ganga is going to happen. So we'll see if tomorrow, if I have time, we'll have it. Otherwise, we'll have it again on Tuesday, I guess. Okay. ශ්‍රී રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ශ්રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ ශ්રી રામ જય રામ જય જય રામ શ્રી હનુમાન જય હનુમાન જય જય હનુમાન 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 શ્રીરામ શરણં મમ श्रीराम शरणं मम श्रीराम शरणं मम संस्कृत